Hi guys. Everybody can hear me okay? Testing. Testing. Hello. Coming at you from the dungeon basement. Olive's here. Everybody can hear me okay? I got my fancy microphone right here. Okay, good. Audio is a go. So how's everybody doing today? Made sure to get all my farm stuff done today in time to get home to set all this up. Try to capture some people who are overseas and all of us here who are in Canada, this kind of end of the world. Everything is rainy in Daytona Beach. Oh yeah, rainy, eh? Our weather has been decent, as a matter of fact. A lot of snow has melted, but it's still a lot of snow. Hi Don from Windsor. How are you, bud? Thomas, how you doing? Lalia, Bev, Anna Piazza. So it's raining down in Florida, eh? We got some drizzle, but no rain. And the snow's been melting a lot. It's really, I don't know, cold at night, kind of warm in the day. But for us, we're kind of like, I don't know if we're considered central Ontario. We're only about an hour and a half north of Toronto. And basically, I feel like there's still an awful lot of winter left. Like an awful lot of winter. We're just because it's getting slightly warmer, that means there's no polar vortex. You know what I mean? It's not like it's minus 25, minus 29. It's more like -8 overnight, and then during the daytime, maybe it's 0 degrees, +1, maybe -1. It's been like that for a couple days. When was it? Thursday or Friday? It was 4 degrees, so there was an awful lot of meltage at the farm, and it was good. It's getting warmer in Luxembourg. Who's that? Phil? Phil, you're in Luxembourg? Luxembourg. Where's Luxembourg? Is that like beside Switzerland? Or am I thinking of Liechtenstein? Bev says it's sunny in Gaylord, Michigan. I guess that's Michigan. I've been trying to learn all my state symbols, like MI or RI. Some of them are so obvious, like New York. This isn't a chest tattoo. That's Molly Girl. I guess this color kind of blends in with the skin. Olive, what are you doing? Hey, are you okay? You're okay? She's acting weird again. She keeps pawing at me. See, she does that. Because she's wondering who I'm talking to. I know that's her feeling. Like she's like, who's this guy talking to? I'm the only one in the room. He's alone here. Oh, somebody here is from Coventry, UK. Oh, Phil says next to Germany, France, and Belgium. Okay. Yeah. I knew it was somewhere over there. I'm fairly decent in my geography skills, but there's so much to remember. Trevor's asking if I watched the Canada gold medal game. I did. And oh man, I got so mad. I got so mad at the open net Canada had, because that should have been the game right there. I mean, of course, it's a close game, and the U.S. and Canada both have incredible teams. Like both teams are just built up of all of the NHL superstars. So really, it could have gone either way. But man, oh man, who was it? McKinnon? He had a wide open net. I don't understand how you miss it. I was like, ugh. Cherry Creek Springs Farm. Cherry Creek Springs Farm. Hello, Chad. You are the inspiration behind me starting a farm here in Colorado. My whole family's watching. The whole family, eh? That's cool. That's cool. I'm happy to be anybody's inspiration. I, too, am inspired by lots of other people who are doing what we're doing. I take things to an extreme, though. And I mean, I get inspired about something, and then I go like all out. Whoa, take it easy. Take it easy. That's what YouTube is amazing for, inspiring others. There's kind of different groups, right? There's the kind of group that is inspired to do things as well. There's also the group that maybe they grew up on a farm, maybe their grandfather had a farm. I hear all the stories from you guys in the comments. And then you guys like to watch videos. You might be a bit older now, so you're not going to be building a farm anymore, but it's nice for you to live through the videos. And I'm sure you guys must be watching lots of other farm type, homestead type channels, right? Because it's very cool. We lost Sidney Crosby. Yeah, Thomas. He got hurt there, and he was like trying to play, but then he just made the mature decision to not hurt the team by his play. But of course, he's like, he can't play now. So poor Penguins. I mean, I guess that's like, I don't know what kind of financial compensations Pittsburgh gets, because now their star player is out. So for argument's sake, they could be losing money. And it's because the players went to the Olympics. If they never went to the Olympics, that wouldn't have been the case. But I guess all the NHLers are fighting for their right to go to the Olympics. I always thought the Olympics was for amateur sporters, though. Amateur athletes. Not, I mean, NHLers are pros, but in any case, I was always thinking that, it's for younger people. Like, the skier Lindsey Vonn, she had a serious accident again, and she's like 40 years old. And I'm thinking she's not an amateur anymore. She's like a professional skier for like 20 years. So I don't know. I guess that, or my thinking about it being an amateur thing, maybe that's kind of gone. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to say hi? Okay, come here. Come here. She's going crazy. She's like, who's this guy talking to? Always happy to be someone's inspiration, though. Thomas, no, my darling doesn't give me a haircut. I do it by myself with the clippers. I just did it today. I'm like, oh, it's getting a little long. I have that, I don't even know the brand name, Wahl, Wahl, and I just do it myself. And I've been doing that maybe 25 years, 30 years. And I'm slowly losing my hair too. So it's like I don't like keeping it long. I like to get up and go in the morning, because sometimes I got to get to the farm really early, especially if I have a busy day. Phil, that's a dope looking katana. Katana. Oh, you mean this thing? Oh, yeah. It's not really that sharp. I could make it sharp if I wanted to. I'm a collector of like odd things, cool things. Like I don't know how to explain it. Just odd things. I'm an oddity in myself. I'm not a ninja. I'm not a farm ninja. But if ever I needed to, at least I know I have a sword available to me. Oh, somebody says it was 1988 when they changed the rules to allow professionals. Okay, yeah, I knew it was something about that. Yeah, Michelle says the same thing since the 90s. Oh, well, I mean, that's just, I grew up like in the 80s. So, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? Move, move. Olive's the kind of dog that bumps your elbow. You know what I mean? She loves bumping my elbow. So it's like, I got my keyboard right here, the mouse and everything. Plus, I'm thirsty. Somebody's asking, Emily, do you and Remy have children off camera? No, we don't have any kids. It's a long story, but we were never able to have kids. So that's just the way the cookie crumbled for us. Who's this? I love watching your content. Buy some treats for the animals. Oh, thanks. That's nice. What is that? iCal front seat. iCal front seat? I hope I'm saying that right. Everybody always has these quirky, like some people, like Thomas, right? Thomas Winters. Thomas Winters. So I'm assuming his name is Thomas Winters. My name's Chad Smith. But some people have, something that it's not their name. It's just something. Like I have to sometimes decipher what they mean, which is okay. It's all fun. Who's that? Rick. You are an amazing man who believes in himself and making your dreams come true. I love all your activities on the farm. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. I love the farm, Rick. This is the thing. I didn't grow up on a farm. I grew up in Toronto. So I'm like a Toronto boy. I'm a city boy up until I guess I think it was my wife and my third house. And we moved out of Toronto to Whitby, which is just outside of Toronto. And we were there for, I don't know, 14 years. And then we finally moved a little bit further north where we are now. And we got our house and the farm. And of course, I feel like blessed that I'm able to even enjoy some of the farm life. Because not everybody can afford it, but I am designed to be on a farm. That's like my personality, my work ethic, my body, it's like I was made to do this kind of stuff, to be outside, to use chainsaws, to use tools, use equipment, play with the animals, hang out with the animal. I can do it all and I enjoy it all. And it's like, oh man, if I could have been raised on a farm, I would have had like 40 years experience even before getting my own farm. But it's all good, and it's better late than never, and it's never too late for anyone. I actually have a video that I'm working on, Rick. I have a video that I'm working on, and it's all about, like running a farm at 50 years old. I haven't yet edited it. I still have a lot of voiceover work to do and stuff like that. But it's the theme of the video is, building a farm when you're a bit older. And I thought that would be a really good video. Actually, probably a good video to inspire some people as well, because it's never too late. As long as you have the, I don't know, the physicality, and you're able to do it, and you have the desire to do the kind of stuff that I've been doing, I feel like there's no better way to live. I can't wait until we start working on our house at the farm, that we can actually live on the farm. Because then if you just think about how crazy my life is, you can just wake up in the morning and you can do the animals, or you wake up in the morning and you do your videos. Whereas I'm traveling back and forth. It's not such a huge hassle because it's 18 minutes down the road. So it's just a straight down the road. But it is what it is. That's my choice to do that. We're just not quite ready to get our house working yet. But there will come a time, hopefully in the near future. And, the way I like to do things, it's going to be nice. Nice. Just catching up. You've been cutting wood for your cabin. When are you planning to build? That's Anna's asking, when are you planning to build the cabin? Well, Anna, I have 2 more videos filmed, filmed, ready to go to be edited, because I have like a queue, right? And then that's I think by the last sawmill type video, I think I have 24 or 25 logs done. So to be perfectly frank, I don't know exactly how many logs I need. Each log is a 6x6, so they're like that. So by the time you figure out your footings and your base and all that, then you start stacking up the logs. I'm sure you need a whole lot more than what I have. There's no way that I have enough. So to precisely say when I'm going to start it, I think there's kind of 2 answers to it. I'm probably going to start it and film it and make a video, but not post it, if that makes any sense. Oh, so what is that? Secretum infiniat. Oh, it's cut off. Thanks for the tip. Love ya from Texas. You're an amazing builder. Will you be getting Olive a friend? Okay, let's touch on that topic since they're asking and it's important. Olive used to have Molly, the Old English Sheepdog. Molly, the Old English Sheepdog, was our original dog. She was a sweetheart dog. I feel like she's my soul mate. You know what I mean? And there was somebody. There was, in the early days of the YouTube channel, it was Molly and I kind of doing stuff on the farm. The farm hadn't yet been built up the way it is now. It took me several years to do that. So I made a lot of Old English Sheepdog centric videos, specifically like, beginner's guide to sheepdogs, everything you need to know about sheepdogs, 10 reasons why you need sheepdogs. So really trying to promote the breed. It is an incredible breed of dog. And I have no prior experience with Old English Sheepdog. This only came because of my first couple of years with Molly. And I learned so much. And I feel like because I'm trying to build this little platform that I can talk about the Old English Sheepdogs. In any case, there was a woman that messaged me through Instagram that she just got a puppy because she loves Molly and she wanted an old English sheepdog and stuff. And she had a bunch of bad things kind of happen to her all at the same time. I think she was a little overwhelmed with what was going on. I think she had an elder dog die, if I remember right. Her mom had passed away. There's a lot to do. You got to clean out the house, and there's just everybody knows when a close family member passes away, there's a lot to do. So she's like, I can't give this puppy the life that it deserves. So she messaged me saying, would you take this puppy? So I'm like, okay, it took us a while to talk about it. And, we had Molly. So I'm like, okay, we hadn't planned on getting two dogs. And so Olive came to the farm. She was given to us by this lady. We didn't even pay 1 cent. She completely rehomed her with us. She drove up from Ohio. Olive is from a breeder in Michigan. And then the woman was from Ohio. So she drove up from Ohio. And Molly ended up passing away at 4 years old. So now we're down to just Olive. Olive just turned 4 years old in January. So back to the question, are we going to get Olive a friend? The short answer to that is yes, most definitely. Because we have a farm and we need pets. And I mean, Olive could use a friend, I'm sure, although I'm her best friend, but it would be great. It would be great for the videos as well. And, but what I could say is that it is an awful lot of work to get a puppy. Now I'm talking getting a new puppy versus bringing in another dog, like an adult dog or a rescue or something like that. And on a farm, rescues are not always ideal because you don't really know the history. You have a lot of small animals around, and I don't even know. Like, I would have to do a little bit of research if I was to ever take in another adult dog. But back to what I'm saying about the amount of work that a puppy takes, I don't really want to devote that kind of time to a puppy right now. And part of the reason for that is my life. You know what I mean? So I'm so busy. Like, I've never been so busy in my life than I have been since starting a YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel, it just takes over your life. I've been doing videos on Mondays and Thursdays for 5 years, nonstop. Never have a break. I never missed a video. I never took a sick day. You know what I mean? And if I have to have another dog, and I also have to bring Olive with me when I come to the farm, so now I'm bringing 2 dogs back to the farm. I have to bring 2 dogs to the vets. I have to bring 2 dogs back home with me. And then there's 2 meals. And then it's an awful lot of work. And I'm not trying to complain about that, because I would totally love to have another dog, really. I'm just saying, not right now. If there was an opportunity that came up and somebody really needed to rehome an old English sheepdog and they were begging me, and I mean, I would seriously consider it. But I think I'm not going to be looking for another dog until we make the move to the farm. Once we're actually living on the farm property, then that opens up a whole bunch of other doors, and I mean, we may progress the farm that will need some LGDs, like guardian dogs for the livestocks. And it'll just be a whole lot easier if we're at the farm. Even just simple things like, the dog's got to use the bathroom. So now you have to take a dog for a walk, but you have 2 dogs. You have to take 2 dogs for a walk. Do you take them at the same time, or do you have to take them individually? Or that's an awful lot of work I don't want to do. But it will come. Promise. Okay. I lost the chat. Oh, brother. Who's that? Cornelia. She says, I love old English sheepdogs. I also have such an angel called Cinderella. She's my 8-month-old now. Greetings from MB, Manitoba. Emily is asking if we would ever want helpers to feed the animals. Would you ever want helpers? What exactly do you mean by helpers? Do you mean like employees? Because if I was making a boatload of money on the farm, maybe I would have an employee. But when you have an employee, it costs a lot of money in Canada. I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but you're going to need a CRA. CRA is our finance department for the government. You're going to need a CRA number. You're going to need to pay CPP for the employee. You're going to have to pay WSIB for the employee. And we have a minimum wage here too. I think our minimum wage is creeping close to $18 an hour. I have no idea how much you pay farm people, but I definitely at this point in time can't afford, like $2,500 a month paying for an employee. And if you're talking not employee, if you're talking just somebody to come and volunteer and help, that brings a whole other set of challenges of liability. Because what if that person gets hurt on my farm and they're just volunteering? Are they covered by liability insurance and so on and so forth? So I don't even know. I always tread carefully when dealing with that. Now, we are running a farm stay and we have guests come to the farm, and sometimes they want to help me do stuff, but they don't really do anything farm type stuff. Like they might, I don't know, they might feed the animal or something like that. Nothing really that they're going to get hurt. But back to the question, if you're, thinking, well, would you ever want helpers? Yeah, sure, I would want helpers. But is the helper available when I'm available? It's not like I stay 10 hours a day on the farm. Remember that. Sometimes I stay only 4 hours. Sometimes I stay only 2 hours. Sometimes I go in the morning and I let all the animals out, and then I disappear for a couple hours, and then I come back, and then I'm doing whatever I'm doing that day. That's one of the reasons why I built all of the animal houses that we have. They are all built with a run. So they have the animal house and they have the run portion, which is usually just like a cage. So A, when I'm not there, they're all protected. And B, they're not stuck closed inside the house. They can go in and outside. So that's one of the reasons why I did it like that, because I knew that my life was going to be so nuts. Lalia says, pets are great, but they're so expensive. I mean, yeah, they are expensive. And I'm thinking about even like the farm, like the animals on the farm. I think the cheapest animal to keep for us are the turkeys, maybe, or maybe the rabbits too. But the rabbits, they seem to get ear mites a lot, and I have to buy these little tea tree drops, and it's a pain in the butt with them, really. But they don't eat a lot of food, and in the summer months they eat a lot of greenery that's just around the farm. They eat grass, they eat weeds, they eat the artemisia, so they don't really cost a lot of money, the rabbits, at all. But the turkeys as well, they eat such a small amount. So you buy like a bag of turkey feed and it lasts a long time. The most expensive animals on the farm are probably the ducks. And that's only because we have too many ducks. Remember last year I hatched a bunch of ducks, and I'm trying not to make the same mistake that I made with the chickens. I actually have a video coming out. I think it's this Thursday, and it's all about our chickens, and it's all about not to make the same mistake that I did. And I think it's an interesting video for people who like chickens in any case, or if you like anything on the farm. Boston Photographer wants a full performance of Rod Stewart's Maggie May when the snow melts. I don't know about that. Here's the microphone. Yeah, the favorite thing about Olive is she doesn't have a tail, but you can see the little thing wiggling, right? You can see the little She's got a little stubby thing. Old English sheepdog's breed standard is to have a docked tail. And that's just the breed standard. I think there are some parts of the world that have now banned it. They've banned ear docking and tail docking. Like, I guess they consider that like cosmetic stuff. I think historically, dogs had their tails docked to identify them for tax purposes. I remember reading about that somewhere. Because back in the day, dogs were really, really working animals. So the farms paid for the dog rather than the person paying for the dog. Cherry Creek. I started my farm a couple years ago at 50, and I love having animals. So it might be an interesting video for you because you're in the same boat as me. You're kind of getting to that middle age, and you're like, okay, if I want to live the farm life, I better get busy because I'm almost 50. And then you reach 50 and you're like, oh, my back, oh, my shoulders. But the farm keeps you young, in my opinion. Oh, you have Great Pyrenees dogs? That's nice. I think if we were to ever get livestock dogs, like like dogs that lived outside and protected the animals, I think that would be my first target is the Great Pyrenees because they're really good for the cold weather, right? It's my understanding they're the big white fluffy dogs, right? Question though, Cherry Creek Springs Farm, do the Great Pyrenees shed or do they just keep that thick coat all year long? Because Olive doesn't shed. Olive is a double coated dog, and if you don't brush it regularly, it gets matted and hard, and it's like then you can't brush it. But anyways, I think the Great Pyrenees are one of the world famous livestock dog, and they'll protect your flock, like crazy. Zipped up kits. That's Holly. How you doing, Holly? Good afternoon. Yeah, Molly was awesome. Molly was awesome. Rick says we transformed the farm in such a short time. Yeah, I am proud. I'm so proud I can't stop talking about it. When I'm like anybody that we know, any family, any friends, they're sick of me talking about it because I'm like, it's just become my life. I just, I don't know. I love it so much. I'm so passionate about it. I just start talking about it and then start talking about YouTube at the same time. I talk about it on the channel a lot about how much I enjoy what I'm doing. And I mean, I'm so happy that I was able to experience what we're doing in my life. I think it's also very important for us to understand where our food comes from. And I do a lot of quirky, funny, cute videos, I guess, with the animals. I'll do the vlogs where I'm going around doing all the chores. I mean, that's all good. I don't really talk about like raising meat a lot because we haven't done a lot. We did some chickens. I tried to raise turkeys from chicks last year, but we were unsuccessful. I will be trying it again. I don't think we have any more chicken left in the freezer from 2 years ago. But I mean, we don't need an awful lot of meat in that regard, chicken wise, because how many chickens do my wife and I go through? Oh, I have another video coming up. It's already filmed, and it's just me doing the chores. But then there's a segment about how my wife prepares Olive's dog food from fresh. So we thought that would be a good winter video because guess what? The winter gets tiresome. Every single video, I'm doing the chores and dealing with snow. And this winter has been crazy. We've had like, I don't know, over 12 feet of snow. There's some days it's snow, snow, snow. Every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, it snowed again. I got a snow blow again. I think it was the first 3 years on the farm, it was like easy. There was hardly any snow. And then last year and this year, crazy amounts of snow. I can't even get a break with the amount of snow that we had. But coming up with, new stories, new like original type content, it's not easy in the winter. There's not a whole lot going on. In the non-winter months, you think about our farm. Anybody who's been following me for a while would know. You think about our farm, we have the raspberries, we have the blackberries, we have the little miniature vineyard that we planted. I'm looking forward to see if those survive the winter. We have the blueberry patch, right? All the animals get to go outside into their little pens. The birds get to free range up in the orchard and in the bird yard. And you see Olive running around all over the grass. And you see the neighbors' horses sometimes. We got the duck pond, and the ducks can go out to the orchard. And we have fruits growing in the orchard. So I'll have orchard videos. And then my wife's in the garden, and then we have gardening videos. And I'm doing logging and forestry and all those kind of videos. So there's so many more types of variety of content when there's no snow. But when there's snow, sometimes you got to clear the snow, and that's what the video's about. But I'll throw in some sawmill videos here and there because that's what I'm working on. If there's a day I'm like, okay, it's Saturday, I'm going to be milling up a bunch of logs, so I got to film a video about it. If I don't film a video about it, then there's no video, if you think about it like that. Oh, brother. I start talking too much and then I lose the chat. It's good you guys are so patient with me. It is Saturday. I know everybody's so busy on the weekends. That's most people. But Made You Look says, what's your favorite food, Chad? With like a smiley face. That's a tough question. That's a tough question to narrow it down. I'm like my favorite foods, I think, are like pub type foods. I think if I was to narrow down, I don't know, a bunch of my favorites, I like burgers. I really like burgers. Cheeseburgers, hamburgers. I like baby back ribs. I like pizza. I like sandwiches. I think I would group sandwiches in its own kind of category. Not a specific sandwich, but just sandwiches. Like I could eat a sandwich every day. And I mean, I ate when was it? A couple weeks ago. I stopped in at Firehouse Subs. How many of you guys have tried Firehouse Subs? It's a submarine sandwich, those long sandwiches. And I had, what was it called? Hooks and Ladders, it was called. And it had a whole, but they toast it, they make it hot. It was really, really, really good. Probably one of the best submarine sandwiches I ever had in my life. And that was the first time I had been there. Mind you, for one sub with, like a drink and one side, I think you get a cookie or a chips. For that, it was like $24 just for one sandwich. So hence to say, I don't go buying Firehouse Sub sandwiches all the time. Can you imagine if you ate out all the time the way we did like 10 years ago when people eat out? Whew, you go bankrupt. Rick says, Working at UPS has kept me younger than my age says. Yeah, I'm sure it does. That's a go getter type thing, right? You're like that's fast paced environment. Made you look. Oh, I think I scrolled back. Made you look says, great to see you. I keep calling people bud because I watch you so much. I say bud all the time. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing or not, but us Canadians just say bud. Like, how you doing, bud? How's it going, bud? It's just a short term for buddy, but I think now if you call somebody buddy, I think it kind of means something negative, like whatever, buddy. That kind you know what I mean? If you say bud, it's like you're my friend. If you call them buddy, you're not friends. You're basically, all right, buddy. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But hope that answers your question, made you look, what my favorite foods are. I also like a lot of the regular things like steak. I like steak. My wife's favorite food by far is steak. She likes the way I cook the steak because I like to cook the steak medium, just medium, where it's just a little bit of pink inside. Yeah. Don, hope the oral care helps with the dental bills down the road. It probably would, Don. And you know what, Don? That food, I mean, you'll see it in an upcoming video too, because I did film it, Don. It's they're like big thing. Maybe they're like as big as my thumbnail. So it's not that, the cat food that I normally give them is really tiny little pieces, but the cats ate it like it was yummy to them. I think they enjoyed it. Maybe they enjoyed I don't know, the variety instead of getting the same stuff all the time. Have you noticed any owls on the farm? Will is asking, have you noticed any owls on the farm? No, I have not noticed any owls around the farm area. There have been plenty of times that I have been outside and you can hear the owls up in the forest. So I know that they are around. But now that you're asking me about owls, I have two different videos that I have one video that's finished, ready to go. And in that video, I build an owl nesting box. And I use some of the parts like the cutoffs when I'm using the sawmill, and I made like a nesting box out of it. And I made another one too, but I just haven't finished it up yet. I'm still working on that. But, again, looking for something to do, something interesting in the video. I thought maybe making an owl nesting box would be fun and interesting. And maybe in the summer when I mount that somewhere, maybe it'll really attract some owls. And maybe the owls will also help us with our rat situation. So I don't know how to attract owls apart from making the nesting box and giving them a house to live. So that, I don't know, hopefully is enough for them to see, but maybe the owls don't want to live close by the farm area. So I'll have to kind of study a little bit as to where I'm going to mount these nesting boxes when there's no more snow. Roger Ramjet says, take some time to relax from your busy schedule. This is relaxing for me, Roger. This is the only relaxing that I get. But I'll tell you what I do. If I want to take I don't know, if I just want to take a few days or a week where I'm not really doing much, when you have a YouTube channel, you can't do that. You have to understand. When you have a YouTube channel, you have to continually put out the product, like people want the videos. I don't want to stop the videos because I don't want to interfere with my gradual progression. We just passed 222,000 subscribers. So I think the February subscriber count was 1,900 subscribers, which is a little bit low, but it's winter, so it's to be expected. So for the last month, we've gained over 1,900 subscribers. We had 480,000 views over the whole channel. So that's decent. So I don't want to like interfere with that slow progression of keep increasing the subscriber count and your viewer base. So I don't want to stop the videos either. But let me get back to what I was saying. So if I want to take like a week off, which I can't really, you still have to do the animals, but I have the chores down to about 30, 40 minutes. So if I don't want to do anything else on the farm, I can just go to the farm, spend an hour, do off all the animals, make sure they all have food and water, and then go home and relax. So I can do that. But it's difficult to do when you're keeping up a YouTube channel. So what I do is I film videos like in advance. I have, as it is right now, I think I have 6 or 7 videos like either finished or in my queue ready to go. So if I have next week's videos done and the week after video done, that might be 4 videos, then I can kind of chill a little bit, maybe watch some TV or some Netflix or movies or whatever. So yeah, so that's what I do to take a rest if I want to have a rest. But on the normal circumstances, I don't think it's not that easy for me to have a rest. I might get a couple of hours rest one day, but and I try not to complain about that either. Like I know I talk sometimes about how busy my schedule is, but it's usually in response to what somebody's asking. But yeah, I'm choosing this because I'm the one choosing to keep trying to be successful on YouTube. YouTube is really hard, really hard. It's very frustrating. Sometimes it's disappointing. You have a video and you're thinking it's going to do so well, and then it doesn't do well. But it's, I don't know. Trying to build a YouTube channel is fun as well. I get to talk to all you guys, and now we're doing the live streams. I enjoy the live streams. I don't seem to keep quiet on the live streams. I just keep talking, and I'm the kind of guy that's just full of stories, like it's difficult to get my mind centered where I can talk about what I want to talk about. I have notes right here, just in case I forget what I'm talking about. They do shed in the spring and they prefer, so you're talking back about those Great Pyrenees. So they do shed. So they're not the kind of dog that you want to have in the house, because your house would be a disaster when they're shedding, right? Thomas Winter, there's 143 on the views, but only 54 likes. Well, now we're up to 81 likes. Not everybody likes. I don't mean people dislike. I just mean not everybody will take the time to like the button. And that goes for all the videos. That goes for any creator's videos. I think that's just, I don't know, that's just normal. Like if I have 10,000 views on a video, I might only get 800 likes. And there might only be 200 comments. It's like it's okay. I never get mad about it. You like this? Somebody made a comment here. That beer stein is huge. This holds 2 beers. This holds a lot of water. When you're doing these live streams and you're talking too much like me, your throat gets chapped and you got to stay lubricated. Who's that? Art by Creeps. Now, is your name Creeps? Art, do you make art? Anyways, they're asking, Will you ever have merch for sale? Me and my boyfriend have always wanted a Fozzie Bear shirt. Thanks. Love your videos. So the quick answer to that is yes, we do have merch in the YouTube channel where if you go into the YouTube channel, it'll have videos, shorts, playlists, live, and one of the menus on there is a store. And that is in partnership with a company called Fourth Wall. It's one of YouTube partners. And we do have Fozzie Bear shirts. There's a bunch of different colors that you can choose, bunch of different sizes, and it's just Fozzie Bear. Like this is a shirt that I designed this at the same time that I designed the Fozzie Bear. So this is Molly. This was our first dog. This is kind of my favorite artwork of Molly. But we do have a Fozzie Bear shirt. There's a Dexter Morgan shirt. There's some Chunk designs, although I don't think I have a shirt with Chunk. But that was the first time that I ever started figuring out the merch thing. So I think there's a lot of products there that I don't need to have in the store. I need to kind of spend some time and get back in there, and just because, I think I had that now for 2 years and I don't have any new designs. So that's like at least a year and a half, 2 years. So it's about time that I redo it. I want to get some new designs, and it's not easy to design a t-shirt. I can tell you that too. And I like doing things myself, but I may ask help from people. But I'd like to see maybe like a t-shirt design that had a bunch of the cats in the same t-shirt, like a Claw Crew t-shirt. But our number one selling shirt is this shirt that I'm wearing of Molly. This is the number one selling shirt. The number 2 selling shirt is Fozzie Bear. If that makes things easier for you. I think every time somebody buys a shirt, I get $8. I think the shirts are like $30 or something like that. But obviously there's a cost to buy the shirt, and then there's a cost to print the item. Whatever the design has to be printed on the shirt. It's not like there's thousands of shirts available. It's like they only print when somebody orders. But yeah, we do have merch. Maybe by summer, maybe I'll have some new designs, but it is something I want to work on. Made you look. Oh, Chad, actually, I have an important question for you. How the heck do you get all the cats to get along? Yeah, I mean, they don't get along perfectly all the time. If you watch this last video, you'll see Chunk hit Dexter right in the head for no reason. He's just playing with the ball. Dexter didn't even move because Dexter is kind of the boss of Chunk. Chunk's bigger, but Dexter, he's got a dark passenger, if you know what I mean. And usually Dexter is the one chasing Chunk around the cat house. But Chunk hit him in the head and then smacked the ball and then walked away. But yeah, I mean, they get along. Part of the reason why they get along is they're like related. So, you got Mango, Tango, and Bubbles. Those 3 cats are the children of Maggie May. And Maggie May would have mated with Dexter or Chunk, I guess, before I got Dexter and Chunk neutered, because Dexter and Chunk are neutered. But the vet said I missed maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I did it too late. So anyways, I don't know. I don't really do anything to make them get along with each other. I think they get along kind of like siblings. Once in a while, there's going to be a head swat. But other than that, they get along fine. And I think a lot of the other cats know to just keep their distance from Sushi, because Sushi just joined the farm last year. And she's taken a good amount of time to kind of get used to the other cats. Sushi is a cat that was living alone with her humans. So from living that kind of a life where you're alone to all of a sudden you're living with 7 other cats, I think that's a huge adjustment for a cat. But Sushi is a good cat too. I can pet her and she's very sociable with me and even with my wife too. Yeah. They won't stop attacking each other. Sometimes cats are just like that. They just can't get along. Doesn't matter what they do. Will says, have you ever thought about setting up a bird table cam like Cornell? I don't know what Cornell is. Is that another YouTube channel? I guess you would need to sit it so that the claw crew doesn't get them. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that our cats mess with the birds a lot. I mean, over the course of one entire year, like I don't even remember them going after birds. They're always going after ground animals, playing with each other. And I mean, they sometimes I don't even see them hunting. Sometimes I'll see Dexter, Chunk, and Fozzie just sitting there on the ground like they're so lazy. They're like, the females are out hunting. We don't need to hunt. Major Look is asking, was it the cage that stopped the cats fighting? I had Sushi in the cage for, I think it was 2 weeks. And that allowed the cats to kind of sniff each other out and get to know each other and for the whole 2 weeks. And then I let Sushi out, and it was, I don't know, probably a couple more weeks that Sushi just kept to herself in the corner. And I mean, I really didn't do anything else. I think if you have a problem with your cats fighting, I think you might not be able to fix that. Like I think there are situations where cats just don't get along no matter what. And it might be a hormonal thing. I'm not telling you to give up though, because everybody wants their pets to get along. 2 beers, that's $2. This is $2? Dollar a beer? Boston photographers not asking, but saying about it, thought it might be nice to take us along to the feed store. I suppose I could do something like that. I just figure that's not all interesting. And sometimes it's awkward when you go out in public places like that and people stare at you funny and they don't want to be on camera, so on and so forth. So I don't know. It's like just a big warehouse with all this feed on skids. I just figured that's not really that interesting. Where I go to get the feed, it's not like a proper retail store. You know what I mean? It's just like a warehouse type place. That's the cheapest feed that I found so far. What? What's wrong? What are you doing? High five? Poor Olive. She wants to play. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Chickens t-shirts would be fun also, Billy and Bobby. Yes, so back to the t-shirt thing, merchandise. I don't know how many of you guys watch other YouTube channels, but when they are coming out with new merch, they usually only have one or two different designs, and then they release it and they have a bunch of different products that you can put those designs on. Now, I did mine differently, and I think I have like 5 different designs. And it's a lot more complicated when you click on the store. It's a lot more complicated to kind of figure that out. Most people can decipher it. Oh, thanks, Tammy. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining us, Tammy. Chickens would be fun too, especially with the roosters, because at least the roosters, we've named them. None of the hens have names. I can't tell them apart. So I never was interested in naming the hens. If I had one hen of the different breeds only, then you could name them. But when you have 7 or 8 Rhode Island hens and they all look alike, how do you name them? They all look alike. So that was just, me, I guess. Made You Look says Hidden Spring Farm is the best. Thanks. Somebody's named BDF is asking, how many days a week do you work at your regular job? Well, I have a very flexible schedule. I don't have to work like by days. All I have to do is get whatever work I'm working on done. So I am very efficient at what I do. By the mile, it's a trial. By the yard, it's hard. But by the inch, it's a cinch. That's Thomas. Bev says, ooh, I see the YouTube trophy behind you. Watch it, Olive. Watch it. You mean this? That's big. YouTube sends out that to all creators once they passed 100,000 subscribers. So I got that like several years ago now. The next one, the next award that you get from YouTube is 1 million. So there's a big gap between 100,000 and 1 million. But it just makes you work that much harder to get there. Sushi is quite sassy, Will. She is quite sassy. Tim is asking, who's the boss of all the cats? So here's what I observed, Tim. Fozzie Bear is the boss. And then before Sushi came, there was no other bosses. There was no sub-bosses. You know what I mean? It was just Fozzie. Everybody respected him. Everybody kind of knows what to expect from Fozzie. And Fozzie will smack them. And I've seen him bite the other cats too. Not hard, just to get them out of the way. But since Sushi has joined us, Sushi has become a boss as well. Now, that being said, I still believe that Fozzie is the boss because I've seen Sushi swat Fozzie and Fozzie swat Sushi back and Sushi walks away. So that tells me that Sushi knows her place. So now if Sushi swats one of the other cats walk away. So that tells me that Sushi is the boss of them. But Fozzie Bear is the boss of them all. And Fozzie Bear is the eldest of the group. He's the biggest of the group. And he don't take no guff from no one. And he is a sweet cat. But if I'm petting Chunk and Fozzie's here and Dexter's here and I'm not giving Fozzie enough pets, Fozzie will kind of push Chunk out of the way. Not hard. None of what I'm saying is aggressive to the point that their claws are out and they're scratching like that. No, it's just more of an annoyance, like Fozzie would just be like, "Arr!" and then push him out of the way because he wants access to me. Dark Passenger. Yeah, I did. I haven't seen the new Dexter show, Made You Look. I haven't seen it. I don't get that, whatever streaming it was on. I have a big beef with the streaming networks. And I mean, I have Netflix, but I've had Netflix since back when Netflix was the only streaming. Now, there's like what? There's 10 different streaming things. You got to spend $20 a month on so many different things. So I haven't watched that new Dexter show. I want to. And I will eventually. Yeah, you're right, Thomas. You hit it right on. Exactly what I was saying. Fozzie's the boss, and sushi is second. Yeah. Judith Brennan. Love your channel. A little something to get your animal children some treats. Thanks, Judith. Appreciate you joining us today. That's nice of you. Whereabouts are you, Judith, in the U.S.? It says U.S. dollars, your tip here. So where are you? Interested to know. Do I see you in the comments sometime, Judith, of the videos? Or I don't recognize the name Judith Brennan. Maybe you've been there. It's hard to keep track of everybody, though. But I appreciate you in any case. And Wesley. Wesley? Wes, Brandy, Marnie, Heidi, Chairman Meow, and Panko. And you're bragging that it's sunny and 85 degrees. Thanks, man. But your tip will go a long way, especially when it's US dollars, because it's worth so much more than our Canadian dollar. I think our Canadian dollar is worth like 70 cents to the US dollar. Okay, how do I get back? There we go. Sushi is a queen. Yeah, Holly, she is a queen. And sometimes she don't want to be bothered by anybody, even me. Like, there's times that I can pet Sushi, but there's also other times that I'm petting her, and then she'll kind of turn around and like, you know, she does one of those, you know, like you're stroking her back, and then, you know, because she's like, what are you doing? But anyways, sorry, back to that one person commenting about the bird cam. I've seen some YouTube videos where they kind of have, you know, like a camera set up, and then there's kind of a big flat, maybe it's a board or a piece of wood or something. It's almost like a buffet. And he puts a whole bunch of different foods on this buffet. And then the camera can see all these different birds coming to get this food. Maybe that is something cool and fun, not to make an entire video about, but to A, help the birds, and B, just give you a little bit different kind of B-roll in the videos instead of having me talking all the time. Captain Clutch says 8 cats, rookie numbers. Oh yeah, Captain Clutch? How many cats should we have then in order for us not to be rookies anymore? That's the $1 million question. Cornell University. Oh, that's what he was talking about, by Cornell. Okay. So those videos are from Cornell University? I see. Sushi is a bit of an outsider. Yeah, Denise, she is a bit of an outsider, and I just think she's come a real long way if you think about it. I was mentioning earlier, like she's coming from a situation where she was alone. And now her previous owners said that she went outside all the time, but she basically lived alone though. So to all of a sudden come in our situation where there's a whole bunch of cats, I think she's done okay. I think I did a reasonable job in, climatizing Sushi in with our cats. I definitely know you can't just get a new cat and put the other cat in with your old cats. That's a disaster waiting to happen. You have to block them off. You have to keep your new cat in a room by themselves. Maybe you open the door. Maybe you put some kind of a cage there, because you have to let them feel each other out for a while. Captain Clutch says 10 cats. Once you get 10 cats, you're not a rookie anymore. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Or maybe you just go by how much money you spend keeping cats. Once you spend $400 a month on feed, then you know you've made it to the cat kingdom. If you only spend 200 a month on feed, you haven't made it. Snowy says owls eat cats. Do they though? Really? Like maybe huge owls? Our cats don't typically go out at night anyway. Owls go out at night, right? But it would have to be an awfully big owl to get Fozzie. Fozzie is not going down without a fight. Fozzie is like a 25-pound cat. He's not going to be like easily picked up by an owl. But Bubbles could probably easily be taken by an owl if she was to ever go outside. Art by Creeps just got us 2 Fozzie Bear shirts. Thanks so much. Also, yes, I am an artist. LOL. My name is Creeps indeed. Okay, Creeps. Nice to know you. Thanks for joining us and thanks for your support. Fozzie Bear shirts. Yeah, he's a good guy, Fozzie. He's a real good cat. But I appreciate your support, Creeps. My name is Creeps indeed. Oh, I just lost the thing. Oh, Holly says they had 25 cats at one time. It was crazy. That is a lot of cats. Lalia has a bunch of cats. They won't leave my cockatiel alone. Frank. Cockatiel. They don't talk, eh, Lalia? Cockatiels? They're just a little small. We used to have a bird named Pooper, and he could talk a little bit. He passed away already a few years ago, but he was a good bird. I think he was 17 or 18 years old. Made you look. No, Chad, don't say that. Well, I'm not saying it can't ever. I just know that there are sometimes cats can't get along no matter what you do. Where's Olive's ATM? What do you mean ATM? You mean like the bank machine? I don't get it. The roosters when they rubberneck makes me laugh. Yeah, the roosters can be pretty funny. John Paul Sandoval from San Diego. Do people call you John or do they call you Jean Paul? Just curious so I don't make a mistake. I've been to San Diego. We went on a long driving trip, I don't know, decades ago. My wife's sister lives in Chino, California, and we drove all through Southern California. I think we stopped in La Jolla, and La Jolla is like a little beachfront area where you can see all of the seals. Actually, it stinks. You could smell all the seals too. But yeah, that was a nice trip. I remember going on an aircraft carrier. They had it set up for tourists, and you could tour. I wanted to go on and see I don't know, just see it. It was very cool though. Denise says Fozzie is Paulie from Goodfellas. Yeah, he's like the distinguished gentleman, you know. Pretty soon he's going to get some white colored sideburns. he's like Yeah. Oh, wait. Polly from Goodfellas. No, I'm thinking of Sopranos. Polly. Which one was Polly from Goodfellas? Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies too. Polly. Was that Joe Pesci's character? Because Henry Hill, that was Henry Hill. Yeah, I think Polly was yeah. Goodfellas was a great movie though. I like those kind of movies. Have you heard, Denise? Have you heard they're making a new Heat movie? Heat 2? How many of you guys watched Heat? It's a movie by Michael Mann, and it has Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, it has Tom Sizemore, Val Kilmer, and it's like a heist movie. It's excellent. Anyways, they've announced, I saw it, they're making Heat 2 with Christian Bale and Leonardo DiCaprio. So I don't know what the storyline's going to be, but I think it's going to be interesting. Oh, thanks, Will. Apple Fund. Yes. The Apple Fund. Billy and Bobby are going to be so happy when the snow melts so they can go outside. Bev says, 1 million. I can smell it. Back to when I said 1 million subs. Fozzie is El Jefe. Yeah, he is. And Chunk is a good guy, Captain Clunch. He's a good boy. Boston Photographer is saying something about Hip Camp. It's kind of like a Airbnb service for campers. No, I haven't really considered that, to be frank. And I think I haven't considered that because I'm not 100% convinced that that's what I want to do with my property. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to try to make a business, and I want to make money, and it'd be nice through coming up to your retirement years if you had something set up where you can really earn some good money. Where you can really, really earn money is glamping. Glamping is where it's at. You can, if you can have some glamping tents, you can charge $600-700 a night. Yeah. Thanks, Anna. You're the best. Here's a little something for Olive. Olive won't leave me alone today. She's right here, and she won't leave me alone. She's really like in the mood. Like she keeps wanting to bump my hand, and she's such a sweet dog, though, Olive. Yeah, made you luck. I am allergic. Like I don't know how bad it. Like I can't compare it to anything, but it's just I can pop a Reactine, I can pop a Benadryl, and I mean it. I guess it kind of helps. It makes me sleepy, but it's I don't know. I try not to stay in the cat house for hours on end on a normal basis, but I like doing the live stream from the cat house. I actually bought it's a new router, and I'm gonna figure out how to connect a line from the farmhouse, which has the router from the internet company, and then into the cat house, and I could have another router there. I tried in the fall using a Wi-Fi booster. It's like a little thing that you plug in, and it connects to the Wi-Fi using Wi-Fi, and it didn't do any good. I couldn't even get the live stream to work. So, anyways, so I bought this thing already. It's just a matter when the weather gets a little bit decent, I'll try to figure that part out. Oh, Judith is in Florida. She's a transplanted Canadian, so at least you're enjoying some decent weather. You don't have to deal with this crazy winter we're having this year, Judith. Our 10-year-old Xander loves the kitties. He says hi. Benny Blaze, say hi to Xander for me. Oh, there's Stan Anderson. How you doing, Stan Anderson? Oh, Tammy says, see you later, Hidden Spring Farm. I guess she left already because I'm so far back in the chat. Anyways, thanks for joining us, Tammy, if you're still here. Olive is a love bug. Sometimes she just lies down there. She's got her bed right there. Like I put it there so that you guys can see her, you know, like, but it is what it is. I think she's not interested in lying down in the bed tonight or today. See, I can't even like rest my arm down. She just wants hugs all the time. Olive is such a love bug. John Paul. She is a love bug. Oh, Tim Renata's message got retracted. Oh, I guess you guys can delete a message? I didn't know that. I don't know how this works. Bubbles is the cutest of the cat. If you're talking about sheer cuteness, Bubbles is definitely the cutest cat that we have. First of all, she's very tiny. And yes, she put on a little bit of weight over the winter, just like all the cats do, but she is like a really small cat. And the second thing is that she's a bit fluffy, and her hair is a lot longer than all the other cats. And the third thing is that she has the black and the white kind of perfectly symmetrical, and then she has the white socks like her mama Maggie. And then she has these long white whiskers. So she is a very cute cat. And of course, all the cats like have their own handsomeness and beauty, but sheer cuteness, I do agree with you, Boston photographer, that Bubbles is the cutest. Oh no, I lost where I was. Somebody's Boston photographer. Grizzly Bear would have a tough time with Fozzie. Oh, Tim Renata, here's his message. Speaking of the birds, I thought it was very sweet of you setting up a wild bird feeder. Yeah, and you know, in a cold climate like ours, there's not a whole lot of birds that stick around. Most of the birds migrate. So there are a few species of birds that stick around, and I don't see a whole lot of them on the farm. Like I've been trying to attract cardinals, and you know, cardinals, they're like the red bird. Well, the males are red in any case, but there's been this family of juncos that I've been feeding with that feeder, and they're still around. I actually got some footage of some chickadees the other day. But it's also hard to get footage. If you're thinking about, okay, set up some kind of a smorgasbord, set up a camera, and then you can film the birds coming to get the food. But what does that physically mean? What do you mean set up a camera? Is the camera has to be plugged in? You can't use battery. So if it's plugged in, like, I don't know, is it just recording all the time? You know what I mean? Like normal cameras can't record on a sensor. So it would just be recording all the time when there's no birds there. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but maybe if you're live streaming and you have it set up already like that, that the birds are attracted, then I guess it works. That's why I see that in YouTube. ATM means at the moment. Okay. Okay. Where is Olive at the moment? So Olive's down here right at the moment. She's right by my feet. But she's been in and around here. She's been bumping my arm for this entire live stream. Okay, at the moment. Gosh, I don't even know that. Oh, so the cockatiel did say pretty bird. Okay. Proud to be German. Proud to be German is in the house. Hello. Oh, here's John Paul. They either call me John or JP. Okay, I asked that question like 10 minutes ago, but I just keep talking. Now I finally got down to that level in the chat. Sorry about that, John. Made you look. Chad, have you spent your whole life in Canada? You mean like living full time? Yep. I've never lived anywhere other than Canada. I've traveled around the world though, like on vacations and stuff. My wife and I have been to the Philippines like dozens of times. If you travel to the Philippines with my wife to visit her family, you're just staying with her family. So it's like a affordable vacation. You just really need to pay for some expenses and then you pay for your flights. But if you're traveling to, I don't know, if you're traveling to Europe, that's a bit more expensive to kind of get your tour figured out. But yeah, I spent my whole life in Canada. I grew up in Toronto, born and raised, you know, bought and sold several houses. And we ended up moving further out of the city as the city got worse, you know. And when I say that kind of gingerly because Toronto is not what it was when I was a kid. And that's probably the same for every big city out there. Crime just gets crazy, you know. There's shootings and stabbings and noise, and it's just, I don't know. I don't even like going to Toronto anymore, and I'm born there. I'm happy not going to Toronto. Denise, he was the boss, played by Paul Sorvino. Okay, I know who you're talking about. He was the guy cooking the sausages when Henry Hill was asking him for some money. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Paul Sorvino always plays that same character, eh, Denise? His name is probably always Paulie, too. Okay. So why am I thinking the Joe Pesci character? What was his name in the movie then? Jeez, I guess I'll just have to watch it again. I have it. I have Goodfellas. I own the DVD because I'm still a DVD guy. Olive is resting today. Olive is right here with me. Rita Gross says, "Wasn't Paulie the brother in Rocky?" Yeah, he was Paulie too. That was, oh geez, what was his name too? Gosh, I can't remember. I'm not good with names today. Karen says, "Hi, Chad from the UK." Christian Bale is a bit of a hothead. She's talking about when I said Christian Bale is going to be acting with Leo DiCaprio in a new Heat movie. Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember what movie he was in. Maybe it was The Terminator. And he got recorded just having like a tantrum. So maybe he's a bit of a hothead. Maybe he was in the moment, I mean, I don't know. Paulie was Talia Shire's brother in Rocky. Yeah, that was a different Paulie that they're talking about. Denise was talking about Paulie in the Goodfellas movie, played by Sorvino. But yes, Rocky. I know Rocky did have Paulie. Yeah, because I have the whole set of Rocky. I have all of the Rocky movies in a DVD. I'm still a DVD guy, and I'm not getting rid of my DVDs, and I don't care what anybody says. I know that some people got rid of all their DVDs because they moved to streaming, and now you can just stream everything off the internet. And I suppose that is true to an extent, but there's a big but. You think you can find the movie 28 Days Later anywhere? Look it up. 28 Days Later. I have the DVD, and it's not on any streaming network. So if you want to watch 28 Days Later, where are you going to find it? Because the problem with streaming is that they keep charging you money, and then they keep increasing, and they charge you more money, and then they have things that come on their streaming network, and then they also remove things off their streaming network. So what if I want to watch something, I'm like, oh, they just took that off. Well, with a DVD, you don't have to worry about that because you own it. Fozzie looks like he ate a few mice. Bev, let me tell you something, Bev. Of all of our cats, Fozzie Bear is the only cat that will eat a mouse from start to finish. And I've witnessed it. I filmed it. I have it in my videos. And I got people yelling at me because I showed it in the video. So there is evidence of it somewhere. But none of the other cats have eaten their kills. I also have a clip in a video years ago, back when we had Stormy Barn Cat. She was our first barn cat. She was hunting, I think it was a mouse, and she was like, doing the hand thing and trying to bite the mouse and stuff like that. Fozzie was like standing over there, and then Fozzie just came in and stole it. And he took off and he ate it. But he was probably saying to Stormy, like, what are you doing? What are you taking so long? Just get it. And then he came and he got it. Lali is asking me if I have an EpiPen. No, I don't have that kind of a problem that I'll need an EpiPen. It's like allergies. It's like asthma. It's not a deadly allergy. This is going to get congested and itchy, and my eyes will get itchy, and I'll get all covered in hives, and but it's not to the point where it's not, what do they call it? Anaphylactic. It's not like that at all. I don't need an EpiPen. I've had allergies ever since I'm a kid. It's not new. So I would have been dead by now if it was a problem with an EpiPen. Nightwalker. Nightwalker is saying, how blind are you with your glasses? How blind are you with your glasses? That doesn't make sense. How blind are you without your glasses, maybe, is what you're asking. Okay. None of your videos you wear glasses, or is it just for reading? Yes. So here's the thing. This glasses are bifocals. So this upper part of the glasses is for distance. It's a very light prescription only. And then this bottom part here is invisible. Like, you guys can't even see it. It's invisible bifocals. So I use them for reading. Now, my vision is worse for reading, especially if I'm using my phone with the very small print. I don't use the glasses on the farm because they get so dirty, and I can still function as a guy working on the farm without the glasses. I don't need the glasses to function. So I'm it's not like that with me. But if I'm sitting here like talking to you guys, maybe I'm looking at the screen right here and I can see all your comments on the screen. I like to use my glasses because if I don't use the glasses, you might I might be like squinting a bit, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think I have really poor vision, but I do throw on the glasses every once in a while. In the videos, I mean, just depending on what I'm doing. Oh, Puzzle Cat says, I have all my DVDs and Blu-rays. Well, Puzzle Cat, let me tell you, I think I have like 11, 12, 1,300 movies in DVD. I have them all on a wall. Like it's in over where I watch TV. Olive, what are you doing? Are you hungry? There's no food there. Sorry. Yeah, I'll be good with all my DVDs if something happens. There's a bunch of stuff happening in the world right now. A bunch of wars. The U.S. and Israel attacked Iran, and there's all these problems over in the Middle East. They're diverting flights and evacuating the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Like it's just crazy what's going on. Anyway. Oh, JL says that's the one that's cutting the garlic with the razor in the prison. Yeah. Yeah, Polly. Made you look is saying, have you watched 28 Years Later? I did watch 28 Years Later. I didn't buy the DVD. I just saw it on TV. I enjoyed it, to whatever extent I could, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't put it in my top movies at all. They were I felt here's the thing about that 28 Years Later movie. So there's for those who don't know, it's like a zombie movie. They made 28 Days Later. This is like years ago when Killian Murphy got his start. You guys should all know Killian Murphy by now. I think he's won Oscars already. He was the guy in Oppenheimer. And anyway, so it was a pretty good movie, I thought. And then after a while, they made 28 Weeks Later, which has Jeremy Renner in it. And it's excellent, I thought too. I thought yes, it had zombies in it, but it also had a lot of, nice action, military action. So then this past fall, they came out with 28 Years Later, and it was okay. But I think my beef with it, Made You Look, since you brought it up, is I felt like I left that movie with a bunch of questions, almost like they want me to watch another movie that's coming, And I know that there's another one that came out with Ralph Fiennes, but there was that big, massive zombie character who really wasn't a zombie. He kind of had his thinking skills still. So I feel like they didn't really explain that enough. I would have liked to know how did that guy get to be a smart zombie or something. But anyways, I'm not really a horror movie guy. I don't have any horror movies, but the 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, I don't consider those horror movies. They just have zombies in it. It's not a horror movie. I guess when I think of horror movies, I'm thinking of like ghosts and slasher type movies. Oh, Beck Jan says, I'm working to get back to analog as much as possible. Physical media forever. Yeah. I still have all my CDs too. You think about back in the day, you buy a CD, you have all the songs on a CD. I can give my brother the CD. He can listen to it. He can copy the CD. He can do whatever, you know? Whereas now, it's like, can you even buy an entire album? Like, I don't know. I can't even name any new superstars because I'm like a 80s, 90s, maybe 2000s kind of guy. Any of the new music that they come out with nowadays, I think is not great at all. I would never buy an album today. But I like the fact that you can buy an album. You can listen to the album. You can sit there and listen to the album, and you own the album. I think it's weird that you have to now stream one song if you want to get a song, and you have to have an account with some software to actually buy a song or buy an album or whatever. It's like, so you have to have an account with them. So again, you have to set up another account, another password, send emails. They're going to be sending you emails all the time. It's just, I don't know. When it comes to that media stuff, I miss the physical media. Just go to the store and buy a movie. I like that. You can still buy movies at Walmart and you can still buy them online. What was the most recent movie that I bought? Let me think for a minute. It was just recently. Oh, geez, I forgot already. I just watched it. Damn it. I got brain fog. Anyways, I'll think of it. Oh, I know what it was. It was a new Predator movie called Predator Badlands. I bought it at Walmart. I bought the 4K version, and it was an excellent, excellent, excellent movie, I thought. I thought they did an amazing job with that movie, and I'm happy I bought it. And it's the kind of movie that I'll probably watch 2 or 3 times. So as long as I watch it a couple times, I get my $25 back from buying the movie. But I already have all the Predator movies and all the Alien movies too, because Alien and Predator kind of go hand in hand now. You do have to dust them from time to time. Will, are you talking about the DVDs? I don't have to dust my DVDs because I built the shelf to precisely fit the DVD. There's no room for the dust to go. So the DVD has a shelf. It's like it's a whole wall of DVDs. There's no way I could show you in any case, but it's a whole wall of DVDs up to the top, right? And each shelf that I made is the exact height of the DVD with the width of my finger. So basically the shelf, you can fit your finger in there to pull out the DVD. That's it. It's not like there's a bunch of space to collect dust. So I've never experienced, since I built that anyway, of having to dust them off, thankfully, because that is a big job. Remember the VHS days? You used to have to dust off the VHS all the time. Rick says, I think I seen him eating a chipmunk. Yeah, you definitely did. Anyways, Don, the cats did enjoy that oral care kibble. They were crunching on it. I made sure I got some good close-ups of the cats crunching on it. You'll see it in an upcoming video. Trevor says, with all the crime in King City now, do you think crime issues will keep stretching north and following those who fled Toronto because of the crime? That's a tough question to answer. I mean, I don't know. I mean, where we live, I don't experience any crime. Where the farm is, there's not really crime. So it's like few and far between. I think Barrie, there's a little bit of crime in Barrie, the city of Barrie, but I don't think you can get away from it. I mean, I don't really want to talk politics, but the root of the problem is the weak punishments that we have for our criminals. There was 4 guys that they just arrested that are involved in human trafficking. They were involved in sex trafficking and human trafficking of young girls, and they caught them. And within 2 days, they're out on bail. And I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, why are they on bail? Why are they allowed to be out if they already caught them? To me, that system is just messed up. And I understand they could be innocent. You haven't yet gone to court, so you're not proven innocent. But the point is, you just need to keep them over there for a while. You don't let them out. But they did, they have a whole lot of crimes that have very weak punishments. The liberals made some laws, just like in California as well, where if you steal something less than $900 or something, it's only like a little misdemeanor. It's not like a felony type crime. So I think part of the problem with the crime and how we have increased crime and all of this is that we don't have strict laws to protect the people. We have laws to protect the criminals. I don't understand why it takes so long to deport somebody. You get caught doing some fishy business, put them on a plane tomorrow. Get them out of here. So anyways, to answer the question, I don't really know if the crime is going to expand because of it, who knows? I just try not to think and worry about it too much, really. JH says, I love Leon, the Professional. Yeah, that's a great movie. I have it. I have the Blu-ray. That was the first movie of Natalie Portman, and that has the Jean Reno, the French actor. And he's been in so many good movies, that guy, but that was a great movie. And if you've never seen Leon the Professional, sometimes it's just called The Professional. But if you watch that movie, pay particular attention to Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is the actor that plays the bad guy, and he's excellent. I mean, Gary Oldman is excellent in a lot of what he does, but boy, oh boy, he was great in that movie, I thought. Nancy is asking, how do you and your wife process basil? So what my wife did is very simple. She cuts off the basil branches that has, a bunch of basil leaves on it. And then she has newspaper on our dining table, and she spreads all the cuttings around on the dining table, and she lets it sit there for a couple weeks. And once it's sitting there for a couple weeks and it's, like kind of brittle and crusty, then she'll take the leaves off, and then she just keeps them in like a mason jar. She does not freeze them. She does not dehydrate them. She doesn't. Yeah, that's all she does is just air dry them on the table. Lots of people have seen Fozzie eating a mouse. Oh man, I just screwed up the chat again. Where am I? Okay, I'm back. Rick says, I look forward to watching you on Mondays and Thursdays, and I watch your videos time and time again. Rick, have you seen all of our videos? Because full-length episodes, I believe we're over 600 full-length episodes. The rest of the videos are shorts. Have you seen them all from day one? Because a lot of people have done that. And if you watch the first video compared to the latest video, it's night and day on the farm. And not only night and day on the farm, it's night and day with me. The way I'm filming and editing and the way I'm behaving in front of the camera, I think I've really improved a lot over the past few years. It takes time before you're comfortable talking into a camera. I'm talking to you guys right now, kind of like I would talk to anybody. And it takes time before you're kind of not feeling awkward. I think I went through maybe 150, 200 videos where I was like, slowly every day it's getting better, but it takes a long time before you're completely comfortable. Now I think my videos are pretty good. I think you can, if you're talking about farming type videos, I think a lot of my videos, you can compare them with any other top of the line farming creator. I think I compare pretty well. Somebody asked, I won't go back and look at it, but I saw somebody was asking about the rabbits. They were asking why we have the rabbits. And the reason why we have the rabbits is for their manure. And like I said earlier, the rabbits are very cheap to keep and they have amazing manure. You can use the manure in the gardens right away. You don't have to let it compost. And I mean, it's, I think, a simple way to get to the point where you're somehow amending your soil in the gardens. When you start a garden from scratch, it's a huge job. Huge job. Because you're just, I don't know, if you think about the past 200 years, people have been growing, 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 and it's sucking all the nutrients out of the soil already. So it's, I don't know, it's just got to get rabbits because the poop just helps you with the soil. Will's asking if we know the history of the farm. I don't have a lot of history on the farm. I wish I did. I really, really wish I did. But I haven't really spent any time trying to find any history on it either because I just been so busy. But Boston photographer, we're chatting from LA, currently 86 Fahrenheit. 86 is nice. I would like do anything for 86 Fahrenheit right now. We still have so much snow. Kelly Ali is asking, have you ever put Bobby and Billy out to pasture, maybe during mating season? So that topic has come up. They have never been out to pasture. They each have their own pen right now. And so they can go outside into their own pen. And they were living together at one point until we had our first litter of piglets. And then I separated Bobby. And then Bobby broke out of his pen one day and got to Billy. So then we ended up with another litter of piglets. But I kind of feel like I miss having piglets and I might want to have piglets. Now, putting pigs out to pasture means you need fencing. So it's not all, we do have a pasture area that we could potentially put the pigs to, but getting them there, and I mean, I don't have, the fencing is not suitable for pigs, that's for sure. They'll just run away or it'll be hard to get them back maybe. I don't know how it is to corral pigs. It would be nice, I suppose, if they had a bigger fenced in area in the grass, but I don't know. I'm not ready to spend $5,000 to do the fence properly. So I'm just kind of hoping soon I can do something like that. Lally is asking, what's the first DVD you purchased? Mine was Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club. My very first DVD that I bought was Deep Blue Sea. Yeah. Deep Blue Sea has Sam Jackson in it. It has Stellan Skarsgård in it. It has Thomas Jane. I believe it has Michael Rappaport. So it had a bunch of big names in it, and it's a shark movie. Anyways, if anybody hasn't seen it, I think LL Cool J is in it. Yeah, so I thought it was a great movie. I love it. I haven't watched it in a really long time, but yeah, that was my very first DVD that I bought ever. That was when DVD came out. When DVD came out, I still had all my VHS tapes. So then I did get rid of all my VHS tapes though once I graduated everything to DVDs. Because the problem with VHS tapes is, the little black material, the tape part, that degrades. It's like if you have like a top of the line quality, after 20 years, it won't be top of the line anymore. Whereas I think with DVDs and Blu-rays, that the quality is always going to be there. It's not going to degrade quality. Will says, "Have you watched The Last of Us? Good zombie fare." Yes, I did watch The Last of Us. I did not play the video game though, and I'll tell you, the first season was incredible of that Last of Us TV show. The first season was incredible. The second season, I don't want to spoil it for anybody in case they haven't seen it, but the second season wasn't as good as the first season, in my opinion. It could have been good. They just made one decision to kill off a character that I wasn't happy with. And I know it's based on the game, but I mean, they should have just written it differently. And it kind of soured the show for me. Rick says he has over 1,500 CDs. That's a lot of CDs. I don't know how many CDs I have. I bet you I have 5, 6, 700. ME says he collects vinyl. I don't collect vinyl, but I have a lot of vinyl. I wouldn't say I'm a collector, though. I don't go to vinyl shops. I don't actively search for different albums that I want to collect. So I don't really consider myself a collector, but I never got rid of my albums. So I still have them all. I'm like a pack rat kind of guy. I don't get rid of anything. Although I just said I got rid of my VHS tapes, but they were taking up a lot of room. DVDs are so much smaller. Hello from London. Mataloman. Mataloman. Hope I'm saying that right. So how's Don doing today? Don Luger. How are you, Don? Hope you're doing well, my friend. What's that? Ayana Sunholder? Hope I'm saying that right. Gotta love a man who has an organizational system for his DVD collection. Since you're saying that, it is in fact organized by alphabetical order. And JH, did you see the Alien TV show? You mean Alien Earth? Yes, I did see that TV show, and I thought it was excellent. I thought the TV show was very well done. I enjoyed it. I hope they make another season of it. Yeah, Predator Badlands. It was really a good movie. I thought it was excellent. I was very well entertained throughout the whole movie. I didn't even use my phone. You know how, because we all have smartphones now, when you're watching a movie and there's some boring parts or maybe you're not too into it, you just start opening up your phone. I didn't even do that in Predator Badlands. I was just attentive for the whole thing. No, we're not old for talking about DVDs. We're not old at all. We're intelligent. Why should I let some huge corporate conglomerate control what I watch? I want to watch what I want to watch. As long as they're selling DVDs, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be buying DVDs. And I buy the DVDs for my own entertainment. And I know I know that I have it now. I own it. Nobody can take it away from me. It'll be my legacy. Because I'm a movie guy. I am a movie guy. So I don't really go to the movie theater much. We stopped doing that once I invested in like a big screen TV years ago, like haven't really done movie theaters. Then you're going to have to listen to everybody burping and farting and using their phones and talking to their friends. Forget about all that. I'd rather watch it at home, and I can sit in my lazy boy and I can just relax, and I can have my dog beside me because Olive is always beside me. Oh, I just lost my thing. No, Don, you haven't seen that toy yet. So it's coming up. I'm not sure if it's in Monday's video or Thursday's video, but there's one toy that they're playing with, and it's like a big sack type thing, and there's a little ball that goes inside, and it kind of moves around by itself, and Tango and Chunk had fun with that in particular, so I included a little clip in the video. I think it's tomorrow's video, maybe, or Monday's video. Rick says, I seen your first one, but I don't know about all the rest. It's a lot of videos. You'd have to binge like for weeks and weeks to get through all my videos. And a lot of the earlier videos are just, there's nothing in it. It's just me and my dog walking in the woods looking for rocks or something like that, because I wasn't building the farm yet, like really. Every animal has his job on the farm. That's exactly right. I have a whole video about that. Trying to remember what it's called. I think it's every animal has a purpose on our farm. Yeah. Lalia, they have lost weight. The pigs have lost weight. Their proper portion that I've been giving them is letting them drop the weight. So the next time they see the vet should be pleased. We don't want the pigs to die because they're too fat. The vet was like shocked. She was like, your pigs are so fat. They're not, how much are you feeding them? And she's going like that. And I'm like, oh, I just thought they're hungry all the time. So I'm giving them food. I thought I was doing the right thing. Oh, Tim was asking that question too. If the pigs are losing weight. They are losing weight. They look slender. You'll even see them, I guess you'll see it better in the summer when they kind of can go outside. Maybe there's a bit of more daylight. Evelyn Bali. Hello, Chad from Fort Erie. I love your little kitties, especially Chunk. Yeah, Chunk is very cool. Lalia says, excellent cast, except for Rappaport. Oh, you're talking about the Deep Blue Sea movie. Yeah. Yeah. Rappaport, he's always in the social media mouthing off about something. So I guess it's one of those things like De Niro, right? Like De Niro will mouth off about Trump all the time, and so if you don't like De Niro or you do like De Niro, maybe that'll change your mind about him. Or so Rappaport, he's always mouthing off about something too. I try not to judge anybody about that stuff, because I don't really care if anybody's political affiliation. I don't understand why celebrities want to get involved in that. It's like it doesn't matter which side you take, you're always gonna piss off the other side, right? It's much better to just leave it. Same with the athletes. There was some big happenings with the men's hockey team that was invited to the White House, and there was just a bunch of nonsense happened. It took the focus off of the spirit of the sport. Lalia says Pedro Pascal's been pushed onto the public a little too much. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, he's getting casted. I mean, good for him, right? He's been acting for 30 years and he wasn't nobody. He only became somebody the past few years. But they put Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four movie, and I thought he was a bit miscast. I didn't think that he did a good job at playing a genius. So I don't know. And I like the Marvel movies. I grew up on the comics. I still have a lot of my comics. And I was really excited when the Marvel movies started to do well and they really started to focus on a lot of the characters. And they finally got the rights to Fantastic Four back. And then they put Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. And I'm like, what are you doing? So I think you're right in saying that he's being pushed. Like maybe they saw one or two movies that he was in and they said, okay, we got to get Pedro Pascal. He's the top guy right now. But in my opinion anyways, he wasn't the right person for the role. I just thought he didn't do a good job at playing, like the husband of Sue Storm and the smartest man on the planet. You know what I mean? Like he's supposed to be the smartest man alive. Anyways, that was just my take on it. Abigail Akers says, I'm so late. Yeah, you're late, but I mean, you made it before I closed off. I've been on now for 2 hours and 7 minutes. This is just water, by the way. It's not something else in there. No vodka, no gin or anything like that. Oh, Pam agrees with me on The Last of Us. I didn't like the second season. I mean, so since you've watched it, Pam, so obviously I didn't like that one of the main character was killed off. I didn't like that. I didn't like the way they did it. Anyways, and then the other thing was I didn't like how it was so easy for all of the infected people to break into their camp. They had all these walls set up. I mean, these people have been preparing for a long time, like years, to be able to defend their place. And it's just like a couple of pushes on the wall and the wall collapses. I don't know. I just thought that part was like, what are you doing? You're like rushing the story. Anyhow. Trevor, does a single wood stove heat the whole farmhouse, including the upstairs? No, it doesn't work like that. It's no, it doesn't. The farmhouse has baseboard heating. Baseboard heating is really, really inefficient, and it costs a fortune to heat that farmhouse. And it really, if I had some money, I would change it over to some kind of propane heat or something, because but no, it doesn't work that you could maybe open up the doors and then the heat would just waft upstairs. It's not really that simple. Oh, Jewel says, my mom and I just started watching you a few weeks ago from NZ. What's NZ? Is that New Zealand? I'm curious why Bubbles never wants to go outside. She's so pretty. So, Since you're new, I'll give you the quick story, Jewel, about Bubbles. Bubbles was born in that cat house, okay? And the quick version is that I first of all didn't do a good job socializing the kittens. And the second thing is when it was time to get Bubbles to her first veterinarian appointment to get her vaccinations and all that, I couldn't get her. And she kept hiding from me because I didn't socialize them properly, right? And basically it was like I think 2 or 3 vet appointments that I missed. So I had the appointment booked. I tried to get Bubbles and I couldn't get her. So I have to call the vet saying, I can't make the appointment. I'm sorry. So finally, the vet probably was getting fed up with me. And they said, okay, you just get the cat and then you come in. So I ended up using a little fishing net to scoop Bubbles, and she freaked out. I was using these thick gloves and I grabbed her and I put her in the animal carrier. When we got to the vet, they let her out of the carrier, to do the inspection. I warned them. I said, she's going to freak out. You guys should give her a sedative or something. They didn't listen anyways. So she freaked out. She was jumping all over all the shelving inside the vet office. And since then, she's had kind of a phobia of me. Now, I have spent the past 2 or 3 years trying to regain her trust. Now, that being said, I think she trusts me to the point that she's able to be right beside me. But it's not like I can just pet her the way I do the other cats. So it's not to say that she doesn't want to go out on the farm. It's that I don't let her out on the farm. And I don't let her out on the farm because I'm worried, like seriously worried, that if I open the door and I let all the cats out and I also let Bubbles out, when it comes time to get all the cats back in, Bubbles is not going to listen to me. She's not going to want to come because I'm there trying to get all the cats. She's not going to come. And she's going to be out on the farm. And I don't really want any of the cats to be out on the farm because predators. We've already lost a few cats to predators. This was before I started locking up all the cats. So 4 cats altogether we've lost to predators over a few years. And then I made the decision, I'm going to start training the cats to stay in here at night. I'm going to call the cats and Dexter, and all the cats come back, and I sometimes have a hard time getting them all back in. So the quick answer is that. Yeah. It's weird to see me without a cap or a beanie. I don't normally wear hats inside the house. So, I mean, I'm just in my basement right now. This is where I have my kind of editing area and my office area and all that. I am losing my hair. Do you see my hair? So I'm slowly losing my hair. So what that means is when you're outside in the sun, if I get too much sun on my head, it gives me a serious headache. So I'm always wearing a hat when I'm on the farm because I want to protect my head. And in the winter, you wear the beanie because it's cold. You have to. You lose 80% of the heat of your body, you lose 80% out of your head. So if you can keep your head warm, you don't even really have to worry about the rest of your body. You'll notice I don't even wear a winter coat. I feel like winter coat just bogs me down. I can't move with the winter coat. Anyways. Pam Clark Thompson says, better late than not at all. Hello, Brad at the farm. I love your show. Who's Brad? Pam, is that just a typo or are you talking to somebody else? Because I'm not Brad. Pam Clark Thompson. Hello, Brad from East Tennessee. Hello, Pam Clark. I don't know who Brad is. Let's see if there's a Brad in here. My name is Chad Smith, Chad, and I'm the guy who makes all the videos. I introduce my name probably in every single video. I say, "How you doing, guys? Chad here. Welcome back to the farm." Anyways, nice of you to join us, Pam. I'm still going to be here for a few little while anyways. Just trying to keep up with the chats. I think there's a couple people going to bed. Wherever they are, it must be nighttime. Oh, New Zealand. Okay, I knew it. I mean, NZ is just kind of obvious, right? NZ, New Zealand. What else would it be? Somebody named Buddha Hat Bud Hat Twice says, "You're bald." I'm not really bald. There's some hair up there. I'm not shy about it. Fargo, the TV show. J8 says Fargo was nice. The last season was a good one. I just didn't watch Fargo. I don't think I got that channel, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. But I have heard good things about Fargo, and it is right up my alley. I like those kind of shows. Deanna says, "Watch your channel every week. I love it." You don't think it was me that caused Bubbles to freak out? Bubbles, gotta tell you, don't think it was you that caused Bubbles freak out. Well, I caught her with the net and she freaked out. So I think she associates that freak out with me. That's just my take on it. I can be right beside her. I can see her. I can say Bubbles, and sometimes she'll smell my finger. I'll stick my finger. "You want to smell my finger?" And she comes over and she gives it a little smell. If I raise my hand to try to give her a pet, she's running away every time. But anyways, Pam Clark, I've been having a brain fart this whole show. I can't remember names of characters from movies that I love. Kim Green says, "Do you plan to install a solar panel system when you build your home?" That's a good question. I don't know the answer. And I mean, if we do some kind of solar, it won't be an all or nothing. The farm right now is set up with hydro. So I'm not going to lose the hydro, but our problem is that we have like 4 or 5 months of snow. So the solar panel system is not going to be working for 4 or 5 months out of the year. I don't know if, the $80,000 that you have to invest in setting yourself up with solar panels, I don't know how long that's going to take before you get your money back. So I don't know. I don't really know for sure if we'll be using solar panels, if that answers your question. But we're still a little bit ways away. I can still figure that out. Pam Clark says it was a typo, Chad. Okay, Pam. I believe you. I'm just teasing you. That's my alias. Yeah, Brad. Rachel Collette. "Hi, Chad. Rachel from Winnipeg. My husband and I love your channel. My husband looks forward to your sawmill videos. I grew up on a farm, so I love all the content." That's cool. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. The sawmill is so fun. If your husband looks forward to the sawmill videos, I bet you he would love working on the sawmill because it's fun. It's like, once you get yourself set up and figured out, like I think I have a pretty good system with the tractor and the forks loading the logs on and off. And I got my mill protected from the weather. I got it locked up with the doors. You know what I mean? I can close it all off. And I think it's, a, I think it's a pretty good setup for like a one man operation. So that's good. I'm glad he likes it. I got a couple more sawmill videos that I already have edited. Well, I have one that I already have filmed, and I have another one that I'm working on. Like it's almost going to be ready. Don't worry about it, Pam. It's all that's why it's autocorrect. Sometimes the autocorrect. Look at the size of these thumbs. You see that thumb? You know how hard it is to use your phone and you got these big thumbs trying to use the keyboard? I liked the old Blackberries. Do you remember the Blackberry had the physical buttons? That was kind of nice, but then you don't get the full screen. But I like the physical buttons because my big thumbs, like I have big man hands. Anyways, proud to be German says it's past midnight here in Germany and you're still awake? Wow. Okay, we've been on now for 2 hours and 21 minutes. It's past Olive's dinner time. I'm sure there's some comments that I missed. I'm just trying to scroll through. There's still 152 people in here. When I did the live stream from the cat house, there was a point that we had like 400 people in there. Oh, Waleska Quintana. Hi, how are you? Glad you could make it, even though we're at the tail end. Yeah, BlackBerry 2008. Those were the days. Oh, it's Buddha Lai, the religion. Got it. Yeah, I like the farm life, Pam. I love it. I love everything that we do. I love the freedom that it gives me. I love the feeling that I get when I can smell the fresh air. And I do love animals just in general as well. Somebody's making a meeting at Walgreens. It's so nice that there's this own little community too, like with you viewers too. Sometimes you'll talk to each other or figure something out. Oh, don't worry, Waleska. Don't worry. Everybody's busy. Olive's right here. Olive, come here. Say hi to Waleska. Here. Here. See? She's right there. High five. Olive's been with me the whole time, and she's been bumping my arm all night. And I got my Stein here almost to the half point. Because when I'm talking a lot on these live streams, I find that I really need to have water. And I mean, if I don't set myself up with water, then what? Then I'm going to be like, guys, I got to go. What do people do in live streams? Do they just leave? And then they leave the live stream here? And then they come back? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of live streams. I'm so busy all the time, but you guys are probably sick of me hearing how busy I am. Oh, Rick says, you have a good night and take care. You too, Rick. Nice chatting with you. Thanks for joining us. Bev says, Tulu Gana. Bev, is it bedtime for you too? Olive is the best bodyguard. Boston photographer likes it when we eat the berries at harvest time. Yeah. It's the best when you are harvesting food straight from the plant and then eating it right away. It's like, first of all, you have that feeling because you work so hard to grow it and nurture it, and then finally you get your harvest. So you have that feeling, but then you also have the taste of whatever it is you're eating. And berries off the bush are 1,000 times better than berries at the grocery store, especially blueberries. Waleska says, my husband asked, are you clean shaven by choice? Me? What do you mean clean shaven by choice? You mean I don't have a beard? Yeah, it's my choice because I shaved it. I don't particularly like having a beard. I could probably grow a big beard, but I don't know. I just never had a beard. Maybe one day I'll have a beard. Who knows? When I become a farm mountain man, I'll have a big long hermit beard. Tulu Gana. How many of you guys know what Tulu Gana means now because of me? Tulu Gana. We'll get into the Tulu Gana again in the spring when all the ducks are out and I got to get them back in. Let's see if they remember what Tulu Gana means. Tulu Gana is a Filipino phrase for basically saying it's go to bed or it's time to go to bed. There's no real direct translation for it. It just kind of means like, okay, let's go to bed. Time to go to bed. Time for bed. Time to sleep. That kind of thing. So I thought it would be funny because my wife is from the Philippines. I thought it would be funny if I said, Tulu Gana, ducks. Just time for them to go to bed. Oh, up here shaving my head? Yeah, I do that by choice too. I don't want to have to get up and comb my hair and do all that kind of stuff. When you have this kind of trimmed with the clippers kind of shaved off buzz cut, so to speak, it's so easy. I don't have anything to worry about. There's Sugar Bell. Sugar Bell says, hi, everyone. Here's Olive right here. Olive? You say hi to Sugar Bell? Hey, she's right here. She's right here. Lalia says, I like how the animals know it's time for bed. You know what? I think it has so much to do with their routine. Like the honest truth is that I think the ducks, they may, if I just open up that gate and open up the door and all that, they may in fact just go in by themselves. Jewel says, "Oh, I thought it was something Canadian." I mean, I say a bunch of weird things in Canadian too, because we have different slang for different things. But Jay Farmer says, "Where's Remy been all this time? Would be happy to see her." Yeah, sometimes she pops in, but she's I don't know, she's doing something. She's in the house somewhere. I asked her, I said, "Are you going to pop in on the live stream?" And she kind of went, she kind of gave me one of those. So It's less expensive than a barber. You're darn right it's less expensive than a barber. I haven't been to a barber maybe in like 25, 30 years. I this is my hairstyle that I like. I feel like this hairstyle suits me as well. I don't I don't look odd with really trimmed hair. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to climb up on my lap? You're not a little chihuahua. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. You miss me? What is she doing? She's trying to climb up. What are you doing? This is all the animal action you get today. Look at this sweet dog. Look at her. Okay, get down. What are you doing? You're like 100 pounds. No, 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 get down. It's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. Oh, what a crazy dog. Oh, thanks, Thomas. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the comments on Monday's video. I try to go to the comments as much as I can. Keep trying to trigger that algorithm to boost my videos somehow. She wants pets. Yeah, she wants pets like nonstop. I can't even like stop petting her to get a drink because she's gonna come and bump my elbow. Oh, what are you doing? You switch sides? Somebody says get some Muscovy ducks. What do I want Muscovy ducks for? What's so good about Muscovy ducks? We have khaki Campbell ducks, and somehow over the past few years, the brown khaki Campbell ducks laid white ducks, and they turned into white Campbell ducks. So now we have white ducks and brown ducks, but they're all Campbell ducks, khaki Campbells. Pam Lucas is asking if the Woodland Mills Sawmill Company. No, I haven't done of that. I haven't done that, Pam. That's a good question. I mean, there's nothing right now that I need in addition to the mill, but no, I haven't done that. I have a real dilemma, Pam, when it comes to the the sawmill type content or woodyard type content. And I know that there's a good number of you viewers that watch all the videos. But that being said, if I put out a vlog video, this is speaking now from a YouTube content creator. If I put out a vlog video where, I don't know, let's say I'm doing some of the animal chores and then I'm building a duck house, or I'm doing a bit in the garden and we're going to eat some berries and I'm doing the animals, I'm checking in with the turkeys and the pigs. If I put out that kind of a video, I get, I don't know, 8 or 10,000 views, sometimes 12,000 views. And that's from a video that's not even going viral. So now if I put out a video where I'm working on the sawmill, like I just did a nice video, really nice video of me working in the wood yard, and it had the excavator was digging out logs, it had the tractor carrying logs and snow blowing the snow. The tractor was putting the logs on the sawmill, and I milled a couple of logs and I got some nice 6x6s out of it. I thought it was really good video, but guess what? It only has 6,000 views, and this is after like a week. So that being said, there's something called niche in YouTube. It's like you niche down, like you're so specific in what you're doing. Like, believe it or not, there are YouTube channels that make videos about firewood. And I mean, they have lots of different topics, but generally it's all about firewood. Now, I mean, sometimes I think to myself, I, I mean, do people want to watch videos about firewood every single week? And the short answer is yes, they do, because those people have channels and they're making a success of it. And then maybe it morphs into something else. So, because of the way my life is and I'm so busy, I can't do it. But I really think that the best thing for me to do would be to make farm videos of me building the farm, and that might include some of working on the sawmill while I'm building the farm, but I should have a completely different channel that is all about the sawmill, the tractors, the equipment, going up to the forest, cutting trees, using the chainsaws, you know what I mean? All that kind of content, maybe building the cabin, that would all be part of that channel. And because you've niched down like so specific that that's what it's about, there's a higher likelihood for you to get viewers that just like that stuff. So the challenge in building a farm, like me, I'm building a farm, I'm building a channel where there's a lot of people that like the cats, but they don't watch the other videos. And I know that there's some people that do watch the videos, but there's an awful lot of people that don't watch the other videos. They just want the cats. They'll fast forward the whole thing until they get to the cats. And I have the analytics to prove it. I know. And I'm okay with it. That's just the way you build your channel. That's fine. But yeah, so that's kind of I don't have the time to do that. I really don't. And I mean, if I don't know, ever get myself to the point where I want to kind of build another channel, I suppose I do have a lot of content already made to do with that kind of stuff, like chainsaw, forestry, sawmill, tractors, that I could probably start another channel and tweak the content a little bit, because you can't have copyright problems. You can't make the identical video in another channel. YouTube's not going to pay you. So you'd have to modify the videos a little bit, and then that channel would get its own set of viewers, and those are people who don't want to watch the ducks in the orchard. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's very specific. Those are the people that like firewood. Those are the people that want to see you building something only. They don't want to watch cute cat videos. But I've kind of resigned to making my videos about all facets of small farm life. And that is, I guess, just the result of making such a wide variety of content, if that explains it any better. And I know that there's a lot of people that love the sawmill. There are a lot of people that love my number one video for the past 28 days is the start to finish time lapse of the sawmill shelter video. That's my number one video. It's getting the most views. It's getting like 80,000 views, 100,000 views in a month. It's getting closer to 1 million now. But here's the problem, right? If you're just thinking from the creator perspective, so now somebody watches that video, it's going a little bit viral, it's doing well. Somebody sees it and says, man, this guy's good. I like the way he built that thing. I think I'd like to follow this channel. And then he clicks subscribe, right? So now he's subscribed, he's good. Then on Monday, there's a video about cats eating grass. You know what I mean? So then he's like, okay, he's not showing the sawmill. What happened? I subscribed because I like the sawmill building. So then, you kind of got to figure that out. And I do manage that with playlists. I have playlists on everything that I've built. I have cat playlists. I have dog playlists. I have building all the different structures in different playlists. And that's all good. But the playlist only takes you so far, 10 videos or whatever. But that's all okay. That's just all the ins and outs of trying to build a successful channel. And I actually don't mind talking about it because a lot of you guys, a lot of you guys who are watching maybe you don't know how it is to try to build a YouTube channel. And I'm not saying I'm a pro. I'm just saying I've learned a lot over the past few years. And I mean, that's just playlists are good. I know some people here commented about playlists. Yeah, playlists are good. But if I put out a video about, I don't know, the turkeys, it gets a bunch of unsubscribes because I can see it in my analytics, right? So I know that that's not somebody who wants the farm who's unsubscribing. That's probably somebody who wanted to watch the sawmill or firewood or building or something, and then they see just a video about ducks or turkeys or cats. So that's not their thing. And that's okay. That's not, there's nothing I can do about that. That's really the ins and outs of doing YouTube. How many how many creators out there started on their homestead and they're building a following, they're making a bunch of money, and then they buy another property? I think everybody has done it pretty much. I'm just thinking of like creators who do farm homestead type stuff. Goldshaw Farm is a big one. He's still on his farm. But Lumna Acres, how many of you guys watch Lumna Acres? He's bought and sold a couple properties already. And Cog Hill Farm sold their property and bought another property. I don't know, there's like a whole bunch of them, 6 or 7 of them that have bought other properties. And the reason why they buy other properties is because they need fresh content. The reality of running a YouTube channel is you need fresh content. You cannot make big money and be a success if you're just showing you feeding the animals every day. And the evidence of that is the viewers. So just on my channel alone, there's the past 3 or 4 videos have been mainly feeding the animals and doing something on the farm, but they haven't been doing that great, really. I bet you, though, if something happened on the farm and that was what the video was about, it would do well. That's just a reality. There's nothing you can do. And I know a lot of you guys like the sawmill type stuff. I like the saw, and I like, you have to understand too that if I'm let's say there's a Saturday and I'm like, okay, you know what? I have a day off. I can film. Like I have all day to do whatever I want to do. So then I'm like, that sometimes has to coincide with what I'm filming. So maybe today I want to work on the sawmill. So if I'm working on the sawmill, how am I going to have time to film? Or vice versa. If I want to film a video and I'm making a video about me doing the animal chores on the farm, then how am I going to have time to do the sawmill? So sometimes I have to coincide what it is I'm filming with the work that I have to get done on the farm. And sometimes that's evident, right? I told you I have a video coming up on, I think it's Thursday's video, and it's about chickens. It's about the mistakes that I've made raising our chickens and why we're not getting eggs and that's the theme. There's nothing else in the video except me and the chickens and Olive probably. But that's basically it, right? So that video, I made specifically that video. It's not a vlog. A vlog is like a diary type video. So when I go around the farm and I call them farm vlogs, that's like my diary for the day. Anyways, it's all fun. It's all good and fun. I know a lot of you folks that watch me, you enjoy the sawmill too. As somebody's saying it in the comments here, they like that too. And that's great because the sawmill is now a part of building our farm. Jay Farmer, it would get tedious with just one niche. Yeah, that's what I think to myself too, but I can tell you that there's dozens of channels that just do firewood. I didn't think that firewood was that interesting. I like variety for just for myself, even just for myself in creating the content and keep coming up with new ideas, keep coming up with fresh stories and stuff like that. So I think I would get bored if I was just talking about firewood every day, but some people that's what they got. There's people who just maybe they have a business and that's their business. It's a firewood yard. So they process firewood all the time. They wrap firewood, they bundle firewood, they're selling it to their customers, they're loading it with tractors, they're splitting it with log splitters. They're talking to you about the different types of wood and the different pressure it uses to split the wood, or maybe they're talking about axes, and it's everything to do with firewood, moisture content. Like, but they do that in every single video because that's maybe their life. That's what they do. I want to talk about everything to do with building the farm because that's what we're doing is we're building the farm. So whatever goes into that, that's on my channel. Anything that happens in my personal life, I don't necessarily talk about that stuff, right? That's whatever you don't talk about Fight Club, right? That somebody mentioned that the Fight Club was their first movie that they bought. And I mean, the famous line about Fight Club is the first rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. So I don't feel it necessary. I know that you guys want to get to know me and I want to get to know you guys too and that kind of thing, but I don't know. There's certain things that needs to be kept private. And a lot of it is safety reasons for those who just don't understand. A lot of it is safety reasons. Just picture this scenario for a second. Let's say, for example, I told all you guys what I do for a living. Now, you guys don't know where I work, what's the company, what's my position. I just give you a general idea what I do for a living. But now somebody on the internet who's watching, who thinks they're shifty, right? They will you guys already know that we're in the Horseshoe Valley area, so they can look at the map. They'll do Google searches. There's ways for them to track down what company you work for. Just imagine some viewer that maybe, I don't know, maybe I pissed them off in the comments or something, or maybe I said something that they didn't agree with, and now they're emailing my boss about, or the company, like about something that I said on YouTube, or hey, he's not working today. He's supposed to be working, but he's not. He's making videos or just some nonsense. People make up trouble on that kind of thing. There's stories about people's kids being stalked at their schools. And I've said that before, I know, and that's not a case for me, but we have had on 2 different occasions people randomly show up on the farm. I'm talking from our front gate, it's maybe like half a kilometer to get into the farm area. It drives straight through the forest. It's a very private property. And 2 different occasions, vehicles have driven all the way into our property, even though it says private property, no trespassing. 2 different occasions, people have searched and figured out where our address is, and they show up at the farm. And then I have to yell at them, like, what do you think you're doing? Get out of here. You can't just do that. Olive's running around. We already lost 1 dog on the farm. I don't want to lose another one because some random car comes in. No permission. No, they didn't ask me in advance, can I stop by? Or they weren't invited. But just imagine that. So you gotta just have patience with that kind of private information because the internet is a scary thing sometimes. Oh man, I lost. Came back. Pam Clark, I love it when you talk to the roosters and sing to Meatloaf. And I would do any. That's the only Meatloaf song I know. Actually, you think about it, Meatloaf, the rock star, right? I'm like, I can't even think of like 5 songs that he's known for. And I mean, I listened to his early music is before my time, But in the 90s, he had I would is it I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that. So that song is what got me interested in Meatloaf as the artist, but he was also an actor. Speaking about Meatloaf, you know that Meatloaf, the rock star, was in Fight Club. Just in case whoever that was mentioning Fight Club, who was that? Lalia? Anyways, Meatloaf is in that song. I try to be unique in anything I do in my life, Jay Farmer. Yeah. And like I've been building up this farm, you know, the way most people wouldn't build their farm, and you wouldn't even like I just think about the chicken house that I built. I don't think anybody would build a chicken house like that if you didn't know how to build yourself. You know what I mean? If you had to hire somebody, hire a contractor or hire a friend to build that for you, it would cost you 30,000 bucks because of the amount of labor that's involved and the materials as well. But when I built that, luckily the material wasn't that bad yet. The cost of wood nowadays is incredible. I'm just getting caught up with the chat as best I can. There's still 154 people in here. Hopefully, people like listening to me babble and babble about stuff. Paradise by a Dashboard Light. Yep, by the Dashboard Lights. Yes, Neil. Yes, I'm aware of that song, and I'm aware of I'd Do Anything for Love. And honestly, I can't even think of another like what made Meatloaf so famous? Paradise by the Objects in the rear view mirror, they appear closer than they are. Yeah, I know that song too. I got that in my head. Bad Out of Hell is a great album, Lalia says, but I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you can just get so much fame from one big song, I guess. I always like Meatloaf's album covers though, because they always had because the first album was Bad Out of Hell, right? So it had like hell, like it looked like hell, and it had all these like bats and creatures, and it looked kind of scary. Oh yeah, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Was he in that though? Or was it just music? Or was he in it? I never watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's just slightly before my time, and I never went back to watch it. Don, you really like the Motorhead, eh? I never got into Motorhead, really. Motorhead, yeah. Denise says, yes, we do like to listen to you blabber. Okay. You think, Alan, you think Meatloaf has his own fan base? Meatloaf always does those little head moves whenever I start talking to him. He's so big. Like Meatloaf the Rooster, he's so much bigger than the hens. Oh, yes, he was in it. Pam Clark says, yes, he was in it. The dude on the motorcycle. Oh, well, I mean, one day in my retirement years, I'll have to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I don't know. It might not have been my cup of tea so far, but sometimes you just got to watch stuff. Neil says, did you ever do anything with music? No, I didn't do. Okay, let me tell you the quick story before, I'll probably end the chat at 3 hours. We're at 2 hours and 55 minutes. So that's almost 3 hours. This stein is almost empty. Not the problem, the start of me trying to get better at singing and training my voice and all that is because I married a Filipina. And Filipino people are into karaoke. They're just into it. If you go to the Philippines, rich people, poor people, whoever, they all have a karaoke system in their house. They just It's just a microphone with these little buttons on it, and there's a little microchip that has all the songs, and you just connect it to your TV, and everybody does karaoke all the time. It's such a huge, huge thing in the Philippines. Huge thing. So, going back to my very first trip to the Philippines, which, if I remember right, it was 1999. Oh, thanks, Nick. My wife and I enjoy your content, so thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Nick. But yeah, so going back to 1999, I visit the Philippines. I'm meeting my wife's family for the first time, and they all want me to sing. And I guess to them, it's just singing is normal. Like it's everybody does it, big deal. And in Canada, it's not normal. I grew up, I mean, my parents never sing. They didn't, it just wasn't a thing. We never did anything like that in my family anyway. So, like they're like, Chad, 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 Chad. So just imagine that. There's a whole group of people, all her family, they're all singing around this karaoke machine. There's a big binder that has thousands of songs in them, and you got to kind of sit there and rifle through this binder trying to find a song that either you know or you like and you want to attempt to sing it. So that first trip, it's like I'm just like shy, I'm awkward. I don't know what to do. So I think on that trip I sang the song Closing Time. You know that song? Closing time. Turn off all the lights. Anyways, I sang that song because I kind of knew it, and it was, it had just came out around that time, so it was in the top of my head. I didn't do a good job with it in any anyways. So when I came home, I started kind of thinking and practicing songs that would fit my voice. Now my voice, I have a decent amount of control over my voice, and obviously I'm not a pro. I never went to school on how to sing, but like I can hit some of the low notes. I can kind of somewhat get my voice down to where it's a little bit of a deeper bass. And I can also speak to you like in a little bit of a higher voice. So trying to figure out, and I mean, this sounds all technical when I'm telling it in a story after the fact. It sounds kind of weird. But in any case, I decided on the song by the Eagles called Desperado. And I just told this story in a video, anyways. But that's really how it all started because I felt like Desperado is a very easy song to sing. It fit my voice relatively well. Desperado. And then I started practicing, like, the vibrato. Oh, you try to like shake the voice a little bit to make it sound like you know what you're doing. And that was the end of it. And I really like the Eagles, and a lot of their songs are, easier to sing. I was running down the road, trying to loosen my load. It's somewhat easier to sing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to practice Desperado by the Eagles, Take It Easy by the Eagles, and Hotel California. So I practiced those three songs, and I mean, the rest is history, I guess. I could go on and on about it, but it's, I don't know. I put it this way. I don't dislike it. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe the first time I'm doing it, I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to do that. But now it's like I want to sing. You know what I mean? Like we have our own karaoke machine. We bought one of the little things from the Philippines one time. You connect it to the stereo system. You rifle through all the binders and you try to sing some Bon Jovi or something. And there's a whole bunch of songs that I sing. I probably have at least 20 songs that I can sing relatively well. Another song that I like to sing, I couldn't even do it now because my voice is not trained for a while, but it's Audio Slave. You know Chris Cornell, the singer? He was with Audio Slave, and they made a song called Like a Stone. And it's really nice. I know, Don, I'm missing the Leafs. It's okay. It's just the first period. I know. I'll get to it. We're at 3 hours now. Who does a live stream for 3 hours? Is it just me or is that normal? Anyways, this song, Like a Stone, it's really, really a nice song. And Chris Cornell, he has a very amazing voice and he's very powerful. And I tried to learn the words, and it's like I can't even think of the words, but it's just, I don't know. It is a very excellent song. He has another couple songs, Audio Slave have another couple songs that I can sing as well. And when I'm in the mood, see, one of the things with singing is you have to really push out the air when you sing. You can't just sing like sing like this. You have to like you're really exhaling when you sing. And that's why you'll hear singers really have a difficulty in the timing of when they breathe in, especially for rappers. If you've ever listened to the technical ability of a real rapper like Eminem or LL Cool J or Busta Rhymes, you'll hear them because it's the problem is their intake of air becomes the challenge, right? Like so in any song, that's the way it is. But I like a Stone because it's got the slow, it starts off just nice. Yeah. One day I'll be able to sing longer, but you got to know all the words. It's difficult to sing also when you don't have any music. When you're singing karaoke, right? It's all the sound of the instrumental portion of the song is coming out through all the speakers, and then your voice comes on, and on the microphone you can control the echo as well. So you can kind of tweak it to make it sound good or better at least. But yeah. So that's, I don't know. I am the kind of guy that really I really try to become good at anything that I do. And I really put a lot of effort into it. And I mean, even something as simple like singing, it's I don't know, and I still try to become great at it in any case. Yeah. But it is difficult to sound good while you're singing completely a cappella, right? Like there's no music, there's no instrumental. I've done that a couple times in the videos. I don't know how it sounds to you guys, but I thought it was a little sketchy. But I'm kind of at the point that I don't really mind making a fool out of myself. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm already on YouTube. I don't care that if I'm losing my hair a little bit. I don't care if somebody doesn't really like me singing in the videos, like I'm kind of at past that point where I care what other people think, really. I don't think you can do YouTube if you care what other people think, because there's a lot of haters and bashers that will tell you whatever they're feeling. Lion on Fire. What's Lion on Fire? No, sorry. Ivy on Fire. Why did I say lion? I thought I saw Lyon. I missed the V. Ivy on Fire. I love that Maggie May song you sing. Yeah, I like that song too. I don't think there's any song that I know from start to finish without having to read the words or something. Like I know the melodies, but I think when you do karaoke, you have the words on the screen. So it you know what I mean? Like you can follow the melody, but you're actually looking at the words. So it's I don't know, it's easier. If I just try to sing something, it's like, am I looking at the words? Am I looking into the camera while I'm singing? Like, I don't know. You got to figure that part out, I guess. I'm just I'm just having fun at what I do. There's not a lot going on in the winter, so I sang a couple of one lines of some songs and told you guys this story about how we started singing in the first place. I think all Filipinos sing. If it is a thing in the Philippines, I'm telling you, there's thousands and thousands of just random Filipino people that really, really, really have a good voice. Like they could have a good enough voice to be a pop star, but they just don't have the connections. They don't have an agent. Like they just, it's just people who are singing in their house and they're really, really good. Pam Clark, you need to learn the rest of Maggie May. But then what? Okay, let's say, for example, I knew the entire song of Maggie May. So am I just going to sit there in front of the camera and sing Maggie May? It's like a 3-minute song. I don't know if that's, I mean, how many people are like, okay, that'd be nice. Or how many people want to just listen to 30 seconds? Oh, I'm so odd. I'm so odd. Okay, what do you think, guys? I said I was going to end it at 3, and now it's 3:06. So we've been here for 3 hours and 6 minutes, and Olive's already sleeping. It's way past my dinner time. My wife already texted me saying, "You're not done your live stream?" She's like, "What are you doing down there?" So how about we end the live stream, guys? This is the longest live stream that I've ever done so far. I've had fun talking to you guys, and I don't know. I'm not going to stop doing the live streams because I kind of enjoy talking, anyways. But 3 hours and 7 minutes, I think, is a long live stream. Thank you for everybody who gave me some tips. If there are anybody that I didn't thank, I thank you. I'm sorry I missed you. If there are any questions in the chat that I missed, sorry about that. It's probably because I talk too much and I just can't keep up with the chat. But yeah, so I am going to, how do I even stop this thing? What do I do? So yeah, that's the end of it. Okay, I'll see you next time. See, here's my wife. She's coming in now. Are you gonna pop in? They were asking about you. Say hi. Some people already left properly.
Hi. Hi.
She came to pull me away because she's wondering what I'm doing for 3 hours. Okay, let me shut this thing down now.
Bye.
Okay, people, take care. I really don't know how to shut this down. Where's the button to stop the chat? What did I do? Oh my. Yeah, why? Usually there's like an end chat. Oh, what did I do? Edit? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I guess I just have to close it off. Oh, end stream. I found it. End stream. Am I a goofball or what? Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you in the comments on Monday's video. It's a really, really fun video on Monday, so you don't want to miss it. And Billy and Bobby are the stars of that show. So it's a fun one. I'll see you then. Okay. Have a great rest of the weekend. We'll see you later.